Welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we are watching and reacting to Tigres UANL versus Real Estelí FC in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Round 1, leg 2, 0-1 on aggregate. Estelí has the lead. Tigres wearing yellow, Estelí wearing white with a little bit of blue. 1-0 on aggregate. Tigres UANL contra Real Estelí FC en la Concachampions de la CONCACAF. Partido vuelta, primera ronda. 0-1 global, and we're off. Estelí kicks off. They're wearing white. Tigres wearing yellow, and we're off. If Tigres doesn't score a goal, and if Estelí scores a goal, it could get a bit crazy. Starting 11s are as follows. For Tigres, in goal, Nahuel Guzman, Javier Aquino, Guido Pizarro, Jesus Angulo, Jesus Garza, Fernando Gorejan, Romulo, Oziel Herrera, Juan Bruneta, Diego Lainez, and Ibanez for Tigres. For Real Estelí, Jason Vega, Jose Quijano, Henry Nino, Matthias Teixeira, Joab Gutierrez, Vancy Hernandez, William Para Sinistera, Harold Medina, Byron Bonilla, Jorge Sanchez, and Jose Loreda for Real Estelí. Tigres playing with the ball at the back. Estelí has the lead, and no away goals are in this tie, so it's pretty damn simple how this goes. How we going? How we doing? We'll review the game once it's over, and we got on here just as it was starting, crazily enough. It's perfect. Perfect. Did a pretty damn good job there. And Tigres have to score a goal at the very least, if not two, depending on how this goes. Hit the like button. Let's get this one going. How we doing, Jimmy? How we doing, Isaiah? We got Chivas, who won 3-0 last night, or the last game, I should say. 4-1 on aggregate. There you go. 4-1. All right. That's done. Playing forward, Tigres. Trying to turn this game over. Cross in. Shot. Goal! 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 Oziel Herrera has scored. Tigres have the lead. 2 minutes in, Oziel Herrera. 1-0. 1-1 on aggregate. If this holds, we're going to extra time. If this holds for another 88 minutes, give or take, we're going to extra time. Two minutes in. 1-0, 1-1, a tie aggregate. 1-0 esta noche, 1-1 global, empate, la global, tiempo extra, posible. Wow. Oziel Herrera flips this game on its head. Estelí still has to score a goal. If they score a goal, Tigres have to score 2 more. I agree with that. So, let's get these stats. I'm lucky we didn't. Not that it matters. Would be what, 12, 13? Yeah, 13. Okay. Shots on goal. Okay. Possession. Tigres are trying to make a statement. Estelí needs to score. Estelí, if they score, Tigres would have to score 2 more just to advance. Then Estelí would have the away goals. Nice. So Estelí still has a lot of time to score. So if I'm Estelí, it's probably better that they scored early, knowing I have to score. To be fair, if I'm Estelí, I was going in knowing I had to at least score a goal, because that would probably be the easier way to win the tie instead of just holding the clean sheet. Now they got to score. So, 36. Let's hope to God that doesn't happen to Calvary. My bad. I saw. That was nice. 5 minutes in. Over the top by Real Estelí. This might be their chance. Shot saved by Noel. Wow. Is that 2? Yeah, it's a 2. Playing forward. You think Shrek would be good at basketball? Well, I mean, can't be worse than Zion Williamson. Shrek definitely is as hefty as Zion. So, can't be worse, can he? Real Estelí crossed the ball in. Let's see if there's anything cleared away. Where were we? Offside. Yellows, reds, corners. Yes. 1 yellow. 0 RC to 1 and corners. 9 corners to 4. Okay, now we fully pay attention to Tigres. Okay. They have the lead. 5:49. Chivas still sucks. I don't care, but they at least advanced. Hey, all they have to do is score. All they have to do is score. If Estelí scores, Tigres would still have to score 2 more with the away goal. So you know what? Sell Lainez, loan Flores, keep Oziel. Lainez needs to go. I don't know. Man's trash. Man's a tronco. He's been a tronco, but he's even more of a tronco than he used to be. But if Estelí scores, Tigres have to score 2 more. Tigres already lead. Honestly, I still like that home jersey they had last year. I guess he would rather just sit on his ass and not have to care about being fit. Like, I guess he realizes if he goes back to Europe, he has to be fit. And they'll actually force him to be fit. So I don't even think he... Yeah. I like those Sega numbers a couple of years ago, though. But the jersey that went with it's a bit too pastel for me. I loved the shoulders on their last home kit before the current. But I have to admit, America's kits... Oh, that third kit? Is it a third kit or is it an away? That third kit they have right now, the one with like the Halloween type vibe to it, you know? You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it besides the third kit America has like a Halloween vibe, you know? I don't know. Probably can't weigh more than 130 pounds. That's probably soaking wet. Yeah. Javaro de Rusin to Tigres. America could keep Marcelo Flores. I don't think Tigres would let Marcelo go to America, but who knows, you know. That's like freaking Toluca letting Zendejas go into freaking America. Like, that was bad. Just imagine Toluca with Zendejas, and they're already pretty good. So, I don't know. Got a USA McKinney home kit. Nice. 9th minute. Estelí has to score to take the lead back, I should say. It's that simple. Tigres, 10 minutes in, they have the lead. If it holds where it is, I guess Tigres scoring was like, that was the big moment. Now people are like, they got this. That's probably what happened. Besides the fact I'm speaking English, so more than a little bit of Spanish, but mostly English. That probably definitely doesn't help me. 10 minutes in. That probably didn't help. Playing forward, Tigres. If they score here, cross in, shot. Ooh, save. No, that will be a goal kick. They luckily got away with that one. Ibanez might have possibly could have had a penalty called for Tigres. But no, 10 minutes in. Wow. But right now as it stands, if this holds for another 80 minutes, we're going to extra time. If it holds where it is, we're going to extra time. I do like the Goosebumps jersey too. I was also a big fan of the Goosebumps series of books, and it actually has the Goosebumps logo of the book series on the jersey. Now, if only they could have put a Slappy the Dummy's face on the jersey, but like on the neck. But whatever. Do you? 10th minute. I'll take that as a compliment. I mean, I guess it is, but gracias. Benzema to Monterrey with a push from Ramos. It looks like that. I think it's awesome that the Club World Cup is making these moves possible. James Rodriguez playing for Leon, Benzema, Ramos, and possibly Ronaldo playing for Monterrey. That would be awesome. Messi's friends coming and joining him because, of course, I just want the Club World Cup because of Messi. The fact that there's only certain tournaments you can be in, yeah, I saw that. 11th minute. MLS is bullshitting like a mug, I swear. I did not see that, no. But with some of the kits that I've seen so far, it wouldn't surprise me if the Rapids are like low on the list. No disrespect, but there are a lot of kits that I've seen released or leaked that I'm like, that's pretty good. I love Toronto's. I love Charlotte. I love Portland's. Philly's away kit's starting to grow on me. It's starting to grow on me a little bit. I'm not saying I'll put it that high. I'm just starting to grow on me a little bit. Actually seeing the picture fully. The Revs one still sucks. I don't like the Revs away kit. Like, I like that they tried something. I don't like it, though. Like, I saw the picture of it on Mike Vrabel, and I know Mike Vrabel's a big guy. I know. I'm not discounting that. That's not reason why I'm discounting it. I actually thought it was cool to see Mike Vrabel wearing the Revs kit. But I don't know if it's sort of a ripoff of the Timbers last year away kit, though, but with dot matrix trees. Like, you basically, just like you ripped off Toronto's last home kit, sort of, for your last home kit, or your current home kit, you sort of ripped off Portland, I say they ripped off Portland more than the Timberwolves, but, except it was more like clip art than actual trees. Like, Portland's jersey actually looked like trees. The Revs use clip art. They use clip art. Word art. They use clip art and paint. Yeah, I think the Leagues Cup is honestly better the way that they were going to do it this year. Shot, save by Vega. Bounces forward. Top of the box. Shot. Goal! 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 De Tigres! Goal, Lainez! Man, just call him a Tronco when he scored. Aye. Lainez with a shot to the far post. Yeah, Tigres got it. If Estelí scores a goal, they actually would have the lead on away goals, but Tigres wanted to get this one back, and they did. Pass the legs to the far post. Brunetto with the assist. Lainez. Ooh. I called him a Tronco, and he just scored. Damn. 15th minute. 2-0, 2-0 esta noche. 2-1 global. Tigres have the lead. That can change if Estelí scores. 2-1 global, 2-1 on aggregate, 2-0 on the night. Boom. Damn. Still get clubs Open Cup, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but now it's just the teams who made the playoffs plus a couple of them who didn't. In theory, it should be the teams who make the playoffs, but some of the CCL teams chose Open Cup, some chose Leagues Cup. Miami chose Leagues Cup for obvious reasons because Vancouver, of course, is only in CanChamp and CONCACAF because there's no way the Canadian Soccer Association would let a Canadian team leave the CanChamp to play Leagues Cup. Miami, of course, is in Leagues Cup for reasons. Obvious reasons. You think Apple's going to let Messi play the Open Cup over Leagues Cup? You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. Yep. Another bad goal to give up. I think it's diminished. I think over the past 10 years, I think MLS and the men's side of Association Football Soccer has gained prominence. I think it was more niche on the men's side for sure. But I think there was always people playing it on the men's side. I just think there are more fans of MLS now and more fans of the USMNT and such things. Of course, I think the USA does come together more strongly for the women's team, considering they actually win things. But now you kind of see people really pushing on the men's team like they do the women's team. To be fair, I think, I've never seen people so mad about the USA failing like they did at Copa. I was like, even Trinidad was sort of, it was sort of, yeah, the people you thought would talked about it, were angry about it. But the Copa America was even people you thought who wouldn't talk about it, talked about it. That's why Berhalter got fired. My opinion is this. Berhalter got fired not because the U.S. failed at Copa, but because enough people talked about it that normally don't talk about it. And we're actually pissed off with the result. That's why he got fired. There was enough pressure on U.S. soccer that they didn't expect to get from people who they didn't expect to put pressure on them that got him fired. I think it's definitely the perception of the men's side of the game is definitely grown. And the people that care about it has definitely grown. At least on the U.S. side of things. I think Canada was always ahead of the curve a bit. But, they're down now, so. We'll see if they do. I was reading the comment as it was. Yeah. They didn't win MLS Cup either. This is true. Well, at least they signed people who were worth a damn somewhat. Let's see if they are worth a damn. It looks like they're worth a damn. Let's see if they are. No problem. But I think, personally, 19th minute, Estelí scores. They have the lead on away goals. Because the people who bought into MLS as owners aren't going to go for pro rel. Stop beating a dead horse. It's not going to happen. Stop. Well, except for maybe MLS 1, MLS 2. They go to 40 teams and it's 20 teams each and there's pro rel inside the two levels of MLS, but they will never open up the pyramid fully. They may have 40 MLS teams and there's 20 in MLS 2, 20 MLS 1, and there's inside MLS Pro Rel, but there will never be USL to MLS Pro Rel. There might be USL 1 to USL Championship Pro Rel. There will never, ever be USL Championship to MLS Pro Rel, even if there's MLS 1 and 2. It will never happen. Stop beating a dead horse. Stop it. Stop it. Do I think Pro Rel should happen? Yes. Would I support Pro Rel being used in American, Canadian, MLS? Would I be happy about it being an open pyramid? Yes. Will it ever happen? No. Stop beating a dead horse. It's not going to happen. You're making glue at this point. Stop it. Like, I'm not going to fight for something that isn't going to happen. Now, you could say, but fighting for something, not fighting for something that you want to happen because you think it isn't going to happen is why we don't have change. Maybe. 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 But I'm not going to bring out the proverbial guillotine so I could get some Pro Rel. Hell, Mexico got rid of Pro Rel. So what do you think MLS is going to do? And Mexico had Pro Rel. And Mexico used to have Pro Rel for their whole history until COVID happened. So, and they got rid of it. So, what do you think MLS is going to do? Like, it'd be kind of funny if they brought it in now that Mexico got rid of it. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Like, oh, it's coming back, finally. I heard rumors. I didn't know if it was actually going to come back. I don't believe until it actually happens. I don't believe until Descenso actually is actually there. Like, if they're actually talking about it while the season's being played on the table. I don't believe it till it happens. And even then, it's still going to be one of those where, oh, you could buy your spot back if you buy another team, so on and so forth type things. 2027, 2028. Well, let's see if they actually do it. I mean, San Diego FC, they look interesting. I think they're a team that looks interesting. I think they look competitive this year. I don't think they're going to be a team who they're just going to be crap. Like, I mean, yes, Portland just beat them with their reserve players, but okay, maybe they're worse off than I thought. But hey, sometimes you have bad results. I think San Diego looks competitive slightly. I don't think they'll be top of the West. I don't think they'll be bottom of the West. I think they'll be about a wild card fighting team. But I don't think they're going to be embarrassing like some other expansion teams. I think they're going to be more like Nashville in 2020. They're not going to be St. Louis. They're not going to be LAFC. They're not going to be Austin. They're not going to be Cincinnati. They're going to be more like Nashville in 2020. They're going to be right there in a full season, but still. Well, they do look more balanced if you're listening to Rory. So, I mean, 3-0 with their reserve players and actual back line. That does sound pretty good for them. So, I actually believe, I know this is crazy. San Jose, with what they've done this offseason, I do believe San Jose is going to be in the wild card conversation. Dallas, I think, is going to let people down this year. Austin, I think, will be better. Portland will make the playoffs. Again, this isn't a number ranking, but I think Portland will make the playoffs. Galaxy LAFC, of course, will make the playoffs. San Jose is going to be fighting for a playoff spot. Dallas is going to let people down. Salt Lake finally falls off. They'll finally fall off. Salt Lake's finally fallen off. Austin, I think, will be in the fight for a playoff spot. I think they had to get rid of, I think they had to get rid of Wolff, and they did. They made some good offseason signings. Houston, I mean, losing Carrasquilla, that definitely changes things. Houston's going to be, I don't know where to put them. I'd put Seattle above them. I think losing Carrasquilla, like, yes, they made moves in the summer, but it seems to me like Ben Olsen's getting DC'd again, so to speak. So losing Carrasquilla, that's going to, I mean, Ponce is a good player, but they lost Hector Herrera. They lost Carrasquilla. They still have Ponce. That's good. But I think they lost the span of their team. So we'll see what happens. They'll definitely be slumming it till the summer, more likely, unless Ponce is just like goes off, like just scores goals off of goals. I think St. Louis will be back in the playoffs. I think St. Louis, I will say, I think St. Louis set up well to build for this year. Like what they did in the summer was smart. They got their players for next year. And Hartel and Teukert played very well. I think they smartly did. They smartly brought their players in the summer for next season. And they got a manager who could work with those players. They still have Klaus and Leuven. I think St. Louis will make the playoffs this year. Kansas City's going to suck. Let's just be real. Kansas City's going to suck. It seems to me, I think that's what I will do. It is in March, so it won't be no worries about WrestleMania. I think, yeah, because that's April. Yeah. I think that's what we'll go with. I agree with that. Austin should be better. San Jose is definitely going to be better. I think San Diego's going to fight for a playoff spot. I think St. Louis will be back in the playoffs. I think LA Galaxy, LAFC, Seattle, Portland, they'll be in the playoffs. I think Houston's going to fall off. I think Salt Lake is going to fall off. I think Dallas is going to really disappoint. So the West might be interesting this year, I got to say. Cleared away by Tigres. If Estelí scores, they have the lead. Drusi carried the team, to be honest. Yeah. Estelí shot. That'll be cleared by Oziel. I can see why you want it out. Yeah. How has my IQ? It's got to be 130, 140. Probably. I'm just horrible at math. That'll probably pull it down a good bit. 27th minute. I think 130 is really good. I don't know. Sadly enough, Ricky Puig got hurt. Playing forward, cleared away. Excuse me. Hmm. 28th minute. I was being biased. That's why that was what it was. That was biased. Absolutely biased. Lorenzo Insigne is not in Robin Fraser's plans. Let's go! Sit your ass down. I think he might be back earlier. I don't think he had a full ACL tear. I think it was more partial, the way he was acting. So I'd say probably June, late May, early June. Like he might, if they make the CCL final, he might be back for that. I feel like he's going to pull a Marcus Stroman and be back a lot quicker. So no, he still has Bernadeschi. He just wants Insigne out. Like, I think the way it works, 3-3, damn it. I think let's look at it like this. Bernadeschi's going to be there. They still have Theo Corbianu. They're going to get a striker. They're getting a midfielder. They're not playing Insigne. They already had an okay back line. I don't think it's a total rebuild. I think it's just excising the cancer from the team. Like, Lorenzo Insigne is a cancer. That's pretty much the answer there. Well, yeah, because he's probably going to get suspended by FIFA. I mean, why would you hire him? He's probably getting suspended by FIFA. Why would you, Fraser needs to play Mabika more. They got rid of Mabika. They didn't re-sign him. I wish they did, but I wonder what he's doing. I think he's still a free agent. Yeah, free agent. Yeah, they declined his contract. Tigres has the lead 2-0 on the night, 2-1 on aggregate. If they get another goal, then Estelí would have to score 2. Estelí scores 1, they'll be through on away goals. The 31st minute. Second minute. Playing forward. Tigres attacking. I mean, you did what you were supposed to do by the skin of your damn teeth. Yeah. But they play from April to October. And the Mets and Yankees are definitely going to be playing in October. Even if the Jays are better, the Yankees are going to be playing in October, and the Mets are certainly going to be playing in October. How you get Juan Soto and keep Pete Alonso and not play in October? And you just made the NLCS. So, there you go. "33rd minute. I mean, LAFC showed out that they can play damn well. Tigers. Detroit Tigers, I believe. West, Rangers. The Texas Rangers are going to win the AL West. Toronto's going to make the playoffs. I think the Jays are going to make the playoffs. I think the Jays are going to make the playoffs. They're going to bounce back pretty well. I think Seattle's going to make the playoffs. And I think Baltimore, Toronto, and Seattle is the wild cards. Yankees is the AL East champion. I agree with that. It's not going to be leave everybody in the dust. I think the Orioles and Jays are going to fight. I think the Jays and Orioles are going to fight for the AL East, but I think in the end they'll both be wild cards. I think Tigers win the Central, Rangers win the West, Mariners are in the playoffs as a wild card, and nobody out of the Central gets in. The West was pretty weak last year. And hell, after the Orioles, the AL East was pretty weak. AL East is going to be a lot stronger this year. So I think, 3 AL East teams, 2 West, 1 Central. NL, Dodgers win the West. Duh. East, Braves. Central, Brewers. Cardinals ain't going to do shit. Brewers. Wild cards. Mets. Well, actually, no. My bad. East is the Mets. Actually, no. The Mets win the East. Braves are a wild card. But I still think the Braves will make the playoffs. So, Cardinals won't do nothing. Braves make the playoffs. Mets, Dodgers, Brewers, Braves, Phillies, and Diamondbacks. I think they know they're going to lose to America, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, Rolstead's still with Toronto. Yeah, I know. They got rid of Mabica, but they kept Rolstead. What are we doing? What are we legitimately doing? It's delusional. No. Because you got the Dodgers to run through. You got the Mets or the Braves to run through. Diamondbacks. I think the Diamondbacks are low-key going to finish second in the West and get a wild card. Phillies. I think the Phillies and Padres are going to fight for the third wild card. And I think the Phillies get it. I think the Padres will just miss out. I think the Diamondbacks are going to get in. I think the Braves are going to get in as a wild card. Of course, the Dodgers are winning the West. I'm not stupid. The Mets are winning the East. Brewers are winning the Central. The Cardinals and Cubs ain't doing nothing. Probably. That or Braves. But it's probably going to be Mets, Dodgers. So, what's the sad, dark truth reality about the sports leagues that no one wants to admit? It's more about the billionaires' profits than actual sport. That's out for a corner. You're truly, honestly rooting for an investment. And honestly, no. Good night. Honestly, and there's dominance in every league that you don't. NHL is probably the league with the most parity. NBA, well, for now, but I feel like the Lakers with LeBron and Luka might. Okay, there's parity in the NBA. It used to be the Warriors, but there's parity now in the NBA. The Bucks haven't dominated like I would have expected. The Lakers didn't dominate like I would have expected them to. But the NFL, NBA, or NFL, MLB, MLS is very parity for sure, but there's a couple of teams that are the haves and there's others who are have-nots. But the NFL, the Chiefs for a while, well, who even knows? I do believe the Chiefs are starting to, they've climbed the mountaintop, now they're starting to slide down the other side of the mountain. I think the Chiefs are going to slow down, to be honest, after losing the Super Bowl. I think Travis Kelce will retire. I think Mahomes. There's a lot of players they're losing. You know what? I think the Chiefs are going to slow down. They can't bring everybody back. I think the Chiefs are going to fall off a little bit. I think they're going to be beatable from now on. But the MLB has the Dodgers. The Dodgers are untouchable. Let's just be real. Whoever comes out of the AL, they're going to have to do a damn God-level job to win the World Series. And the Mets are going to have to do a God-level job to win the NL. Like, the Mets could win the NL, but they're still, even with Juan Soto. I mean, Juan Soto didn't single-handedly get the Yankees to win the World Series. So, same story on the other side of New York. Golf, PGA Tour. I like the PGA Tour. I enjoy golf. 40th minute. Kadri. If the Leafs can't get him. Well, yeah. 40th minute, 2-0. To be honest, I think the playing forward, 40th minute. Tigres attacking. A third goal would pretty much corner for Tigres. Thoughts on Tottenham? They're trash. And Postecoglou might just get sacked. I don't think that did anything. It's funny, but I don't think it did anything. I don't think the voodoo doll did anything. 41st minute. Auziel's down. 42nd minute, 2-0, 2-0. Esta noche, 2-1 global. Good. Yeah, but they've said that every year. Player down. Free kick for Estelí. Because CBS has the rights to the NFL, and I think they wanted to grow the game with the youth. To be fair, and I think there are people who grew up with that channel who, like me, when they do have games on the channel, they're going to watch that way because, I mean, SpongeBob and Patrick calling the game, I mean, that's kind of cool. And there's always going to be references to the older era of SpongeBob. Hell, they're making episodes of SpongeBob that are references to the older era of SpongeBob. They've made like 3 Doodlebob episodes in the past, 3-4 years? They made a new Dirty Bubble episode. They made a new Imagination Box episode. I mean, come on. Bubble Bass is now a regular character on the show. I don't mind it at all. Like, yeah, there's been a couple of days where I left it on SpongeBob 24/7 over the past couple of weeks. Yeah, there's been. So what? So what? Yes, but MLS, you know what I think they should do? Over the top by Bonilla. CONCACAF, CBS, Paramount Global should buy the rights to the CONCACAF Champions Cup and all the Confederational Club Cups. Okay? I mean, they already have the rights to the international stuff. But with that being said, the final for the CCL should be done the same exact way they did the Super Bowl. There should be a simulcast where SpongeBob and Patrick are calling the Champions Cup final every year. And hell, you could do the Nations League too, because guess what? You have the rights for that. But they should buy the rights to the Champions Cup. They would treat it better than Fox. Guess what? CBS would actually treat the Champions Cup better than Fox. At least you can watch on Paramount Plus. Nobody gives a shit about college basketball. Nobody. Stop that bullshit. If you won't, just give it to CBS. I'd rather hear SpongeBob call the final than you screw around with college basketball. Shot cross. I mean, I'm watching this game on TDNA. Why? Because FS2 flipped to NASCAR coverage when the first game started. Wow. Daytona qualification. Who gives a shit? Halftime. Two 0 at the half. 2-0 esta noche. Two to 1 on aggregate. 2-1 global. Zen. I just hate Fox Sports. Like their tagline for this is basically, we'll show CCL until something better comes on. Then just put the games on Tubi. Just put the games on Tubi then. You did that last year. Show Big Ten basketball. And just put these games on Tubi. Do it. Like, at least it's funny. They actually treat the Confederational, they actually treat the Central American Cup and Caribbean Cup better. Ironically enough. Maybe it's because nothing in the summer could push it out of its time slot, but most of those games are on Tubi. In Mexico, guess what? These games are on Tubi. Huh, smart. Please, CBS. You already have the rights for Nations League. You already have the rights for the Women's Champions Cup. Save us from Fox. Please, Paramount. Save us. Save us. Please. God, please. Please save us. Whatever. Not yet. Not yet. Yeah, guess what they did to MLS? You know what pisses me off is MLS, they still have a Sunday game every week for MLS. Just, no. Oh, yeah, right. Basically, Paramount, just steal all the rights for everything Fox has out of CONCACAF. I don't care about, well, I care about Copa, but they could have that. World Cup, they could have that. Just everything CONCACAF, Champions Cup, Gold Cup, everything that you don't already have, steal it, please. And at least for the Nations League final and Champions Cup final, put out a simulcast with SpongeBob and Patrick calling it, and I'm good. I'm good. Hell, I'll at least record it that way. Hell, at least I'll record it that way. Just go ahead. Hell, I mean, their UCL coverage is better. Like, Fox, legitimately, it pisses me off. Pisses me off what they do. Thank God 2DNA is still a thing. Oh, but the next week's games are better. Oh, the next week's games won't be screwed over like this because it's MLS teams. I'm sure they'll find a way to just make sure they don't get bumped. They don't get bumped. Yeah, the rants do better. We know. The streams do better and the rants do better. We know. We know. We know. Especially, we know. With that being said, we'll take a short break at the half. Talk about the stats. Tigres have a 2-0 lead on the night, 2-1 on aggregate. 2-0 esta noche, 2-1 global. We'll be back. It's going to be on DAZN. Free, though. You could sign up for DAZN for free and watch the Club World Cup. You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to pay for it. I don't know what's on in Spanish. Maybe it's Telemundo in Spanish. I'm not sure. I have to look that up because I don't know if I want to like download DAZN, and I may have to see what's on in Spanish. I might. With that being said, sit tight, be back. All right, back for stats at the half. Thank you. Good. With that being said, stats at the half. 6 shots to 5. 5 shots on goal to, well, that'd be 2. Yeah. 2 assists to 0. 14 steals to 10. 10 fouls to 3. 59% possession to 41% possession. 0 offside to 0. 2 corners to 0. 246 correct pass to 134. 21 incorrect pass to 42. 267 pass to 176. 92% pass accuracy to 76% pass accuracy. 2 yellows to 1. 0 red cards, 0. 2-0 at the half. 2-1 aggregate. 2-0 esta noche, miro tiempo. 2-1 global. I mean, Tigres are the better team. Tigres are the better team for me. I mean, they were the better team so far. I believe that, of course, they've had the better forward play. I think Estelí, I mean, if they score a goal, they still will advance. If they score a goal, don't allow any more, they would still advance on away goals. But right now, Tigres are trying to make sure this game is over before Estelí could get a goal. If Tigres score one more, that makes things a lot harder for Estelí. If Estelí scores one, only Tigres would have to score one. So now you're in a situation where if Estelí scores, they would have to basically fall back to make sure there's not another goal. Now, Estelí have stopped them from scoring for 30 minutes, 30 plus minutes. If they could keep going this way and steal a goal, they can win. You know, I like it. It'd be nice to see him at the Club World Cup. It would suck not to see him there. So to see him try anything to get himself to the Club World Cup, good. Good. That's what he should do. It would suck not to see him there. So if he does join Rayados to go there, that would be great. So it'd be nice to see, but if Estelí scores one goal, they're going to, and they hold them to 2. If they hold Tigres to 2 and Estelí scores 1, they're going to advance. So it's not too crazy to see Estelí still advance. Yes. Be crazy if they could get all 3. ESPN says MLS is the 10th best league in the world through Opta ratings. Yeah, I would agree with that. Hmm? Waiting for the second half to start. Oh, let me guess. Canada gave up another power play. Oh, McKinnon tried to shoot when he had McDavid next to him. Damn. Canada's going to choke, aren't they? Here comes. I think the CWC will do well viewership-wise this summer. I would hope. We'll always root against Monterey. Well, they're through. You can't. Well, I guess you could boo them on the weekend, but in the Champions Cup, you can't boo them for another 3 weeks. You can't boo them for another 3 weeks. They're through. Unless you're talking about just Tigres being in Monterey as well. Or being close, I should say. Marner in overtime. Yes! Let's go! Yes. Crosby assist. Oh, he was talking about the Club World Cup. Oh, okay. We need to see, can Estelí score a goal in 45 minutes? Yeah, Crosby still got it. I just hate the fact that Crosby doesn't want to leave the Penguins. I mean, I would still have to have a soft spot for them, even if he left. Probably be harder for me to circle the square if he did leave, but, whatever. But if Crosby could get traded to the Leafs, I wouldn't complain. I wouldn't complain at all. Well, I don't know why I'd complain, but yes, and the World Cup trophy next summer. And the World Cup trophy next summer. And it'll be at the Olympics as well. Saved. I don't know if he'll hand out any medals, but it'll be at the Olympics. Who knows? What about the Gold Cup? Playing forward, 46 minute. Estelí needs to score. If Estelí scores, they will be leading on away goals, even if they're down on the game. Playing forward, over the top. Can Estelí find a goal? Right now, Tigres are leading, but if Estelí scores, Tigres will need a goal. Damn. Nylander didn't even get a point. Damn. 47th minute. Shit, that sucks. Sweden scored 3 goals and Nylander couldn't get a point. Damn. Damn, that sucks. Shot saved. Cleared away by Estelí. So as it stands, Tigres will advance, and we still have one more chance for an upset by non-Mexican team this week, which Calvary is in the best position, arguably, even though Pumas has an away goal. Calvary's in the best position. It's for the memes. I mean, at this point, I think Trump's put tariffs on everybody. So, I mean, at this point, I think anybody who wins the World Cup besides the USA are probably going to have tariffs on them. Who are we kidding? Well, Russia ain't going to be there. So, yeah, Russia ain't going to be at the World Cup. So that doesn't matter. Corner for Tigres. Cross in. Header. Ooh, past the post. '50th minute. That'll be, let's see. Yep, goal kick. This is funny. The Bell Center chanting Marner makes me feel dirty, but like warm and fuzzy at the same time. Man, Mitch Marner's had a good season. You know what? Like, I love the way Mitch Marner's playing hockey this year. This is the best Mitch Marner I've ever seen. I gotta say, Craig Berube changed that guy. Craig Berube made him a tough player. That's all I was asking for. That's all I was asking for. Let's see him perform in the playoffs, but if the Four Nations is any consolation, he's going to perform in the playoff. Craig Berube made that man a tough player. That's all I was asking for. That's all I was asking for. If this is the Mitch Marner that's going to play for the next couple of years, I'm glad if the Leafs keep him. Man got the Bell Center to chant his name. Dear God. Hey, he's had a really good season to the point where, yeah, I'm a fan of him now. I got to give him respect. That's all I'm saying. I just hope that Gotti does the same in the playoffs. It's going out for a goal kick for Tigres. Yes. '52nd minute. '52nd minute. Villarreal. Armando Villarreal's from your... You're talking about this game. Armando Villarreal. From Texas. They say he's Brownsville, Texas. That's where he started refereeing, was in Brownsville, Texas. I know where that is. I know where Brownsville is. It's been hit by hurricanes a good amount of times. Hurricane Dolly, 2008. Hurricane Alex, 2010. Do I need to say more? Yeah, those are the two big ones I can remember hitting Brownsville. Hurricane Dolly and Hurricane Alex. These portions of the storm. Dolly was worse. It's normal over here. I know it is. I'm just saying. I remember watching storms that had coverage that got hit. No, I said Tigres would win the tie. If you watch my predictions. I'm just glad the second leg of this tie was interesting. And the Chivas tie. Or at least started interesting. It didn't continue, but I know. I know hurricanes are normal. I'm just saying, you know. I just remembered those two storms. Watching the coverage of those storms, of course. Dolly and Alex, those are ones I really remember watching coverage of. Especially Hurricane Alex, but there was so much going around that time period that it's hard to forget. Do you think Pumas will win tomorrow? No. I did pick them to win the tie, but I think Calvary will get it done. I do believe Calvary will get it done tomorrow. Yes, Daniel? Hmm. 54th minute. Playing forward, 55th minute. Can't wait to watch the MLS teams compete to the tournament. Well, all you got to do is wait till Tuesday. '56th minute. Corner for, throw in for Estelí. They still need a goal to advance. I can kind of see Pumas winning 1-0, but they're still Pumas. Yeah, that totally wouldn't. I still think Calvary gets it done. I still think Calvary gets an away goal. I think 1-1. I think Calvary gets the 1-1 draw, which would be enough for them because it would equal the away goals. And then Pumas would have to score just to send it to extra time. I think it'll be 1-1. A 1-1 draw that still puts Calvary through. Didn't say I had to win the game. They got a goal. They pretty much, as long as they could be good enough defensively. Estelí playing through. Here's a chance, blocked away. Oof. Just spoke to a friend that works for Yankee Stadium. Explained to me that most stadiums are booked ahead of time for the home team. Any other bookings would have to be held around the schedule of the home team. Exactly. That's obvious. But yes. 57th minute. '57th minute. 58th minute. How we doing, Nestor? Corner for Tigres. Or free kick for Tigres, but it's pretty much a corner, give or take. Cross in, header, cleared. Any goal for Tigres pretty much certainly cements them into the round of 16. If Estelí scores, they just have to hold off Tigres for about 30 minutes. 58th minute. We got one more game in the second legs tomorrow, 6:55. One live, one review because it's only one game. 59th minute. Tigres are still going through. Yep. So, there you go. Home games from March to Independence Day weekend. And then most of them from then will be Red Bull Arena or Citi Field. Is next year the year that New York gets their new stadium? Is that next year? Can't be that far away, can it? 60th minute, free kick for Tigres. Shot saved, punched away. Ooh, punched away. Cleared away. Tigres were favorites to win this whole thing. What? No. No, I don't agree with that. No. I didn't disagree in 2020, no. Think Real Estelí can beat Chivas? Yes. Yes, I do. Thoughts on Ramos to Monterrey? I mean, it's a good move. They need a defender like him, I think. Good move. Playing forward, 62nd minute. Didn't see the game, but apparently they won 3-0. Yeah, Chivas won 3-0. So they advanced 4-1 on aggregate. Exactly, but that's where we are at this point of the year. But if they lose, they look really bad because they lost to a team they should beat. So, I mean, it's really damned if you do, damned if you don't, to be fair. You know? You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you don't beat a team you should beat, you're embarrassing. If you don't, if you win, you should win by a lot. It's kind of, it is what it is. It is what it is, frankly. So it is what it is. But 63rd minute, Sergio Ramos to face Messi in the semifinal. I won't say most likely, but it can happen. It can very likely happen. '64th minute. I know what you're trying to do. 64th minute. '64th minute. Did you like the halftime show? Yeah. I thought the halftime show at the Super Bowl was awesome. I thought Kendrick did amazing. I liked the symbolism. I liked how it was meta. I thought it was a good show. I thought it was a good show, in my opinion. I think there was art to it. I think it was artistic. I liked it. So, I mean, were there things that I wanted to see happen that didn't happen? Yeah, but it is what it is. 66th minute. I liked it. '66th minute. He's an idiot. He is an idiot. He is an idiot. He is an idiot. But he got owned. So, just like Mahomes, he got owned. So, there you go. Estelí, if they score a goal with the way this game sits, they would still advance. But we're getting to the last 20-some minutes. Steelers keep their record going for now. What? Not winning a playoff game since the Obama administration? I'm lucky Steelers fans are a very self-aware fan base because they'd even say that, which is a good thing. No, the three-peat. Steelers never three-peated. They had 6 Super Bowls, but they never three-peated. They never three-peated. I know that's shocking, but playing forward. I don't think Wright believes he's just trolling to be controversial. I would agree with that. Estellí's playing better now. Well, they still got to score a goal. But the good news for them is the Packers had an NFL championship, then the first 2 Super Bowls. The Packers were the ones who three-peated. And technically it won Super Bowls. It was 3 NFL championships. And the first 2 Super Bowls. 68th minute. You're thinking of the Packers. The Steelers are playing the Packers in Ireland next year, which is cool, but Chucky Arla. But up the rah. Up the rah. Up the rah. But up the rah. Up the rah. But no, the Packers were the ones who three-peated. 69th minute. '69th minute. '70th minute. Player down, hurt. And Aaron Rodgers tarnished his legacy by going to the Jets. I mean, as much as Brett Favre did. 3 subs for Tigres. As much as Brett Favre did. So I guess Aaron Rodgers has to go to the Vikings now. He has to go to the Vikings now, doesn't he? It's like saying Uruguay has 3 stars, not 4, because the first World Cup wasn't officially until after the Olympics. I mean, NFL sees the NFL championship era and the Super Bowl era as 2 different things. Juan Berneta's off for Juan Pablo Vigón. Joaquim is on. Raimundo Fulgencio is on for Oziel Herrera. And Romulo is off for Joaquim Enrique. Like, technically, yes, the first star that Uruguay won was the Olympics, and back then that was technically the World Cup. And FIFA's seen it as that. Like, the first couple of Olympics were the World Cup. And FIFA looks at it that way. The NFL looks at the NFL championship era, pre-Super Bowl era, because there was 4 Super Bowls before the true AFL-NFL merger. Like, the NFL championship for 4 years, when the Super Bowl was a thing, used to be basically the NFC championship. Basically. So what the Packers did was three-peat on NFL championships, which at the time would then become the NFC championship, and then won 2 Super Bowls. So 3 NFL championships. They won the league 3 straight years, but then won 2 Super Bowls when the first 2 Super Bowls were played. That's just the way the NFL sees it. The NFL calls the Super Bowl era championships a different era. Like, nobody really counts those championships. Like, when they say the Lions have 0 championships, they mean 0 Super Bowls. The Lions won NFL championships before the Super Bowl era. I know that's crazy to believe, but they did. The Browns won NFL championships in the NFL championship era. But they never won a Super Bowl. So basically, NFL is basically, and they've only been saying the Packers three-peated because they wanted to make a reference, because it's like, it's happened before the Chiefs, but it hasn't. They only messed with history a little bit to say, hey, it happened before the Chiefs. That's the only reason they even brought up the NFL, the last NFL championship pre-Super Bowl for the Packers. That's the only reason they brought it up. Like, the NFL has basically said, for my lifetime and before that, that the Super Bowl era is what matters. The Super Bowl era, 1 to 59, is what matters to them. That is the history, truly, of the league. Those are the true champions. They've basically said, if you won the NFL before, what, 60, well, if this was 1966, 66, 76, 86, 96, 06, or 1976, hold on. Either way, if you won the league before 1976, nobody cares. Hold on, Super Bowl 2025. I need to see. Hold on. Super Bowl 60 is 2026. It was 1966. Okay. 1967 for the 1966 season. The 1967 Super Bowl, if you've won the NFL before 1967, they don't care. I guess except the Packers the year before. Only for reasons. But if you've won the Super Bowl, you're a real champion, is basically the way the NFL sees it. Even though they said, oh, we've played 100-plus seasons. They had the NFL 100 logo on their jerseys back in 2019. They've really only considered 59 seasons as real champions. Because it was a lot easier to win the NFL championship than the Super Bowl. So, there you go. Who do you think will have a three-peat? I don't think it'll ever happen. I really don't think the NFL will ever have a three-peat. If the Patriots couldn't do it, if the Chiefs couldn't do it, I don't think we're going to have a team that three-peats. I think the NFL has too much parity, and it's hard to win 3 straight Super Bowls. You have to start, you win a Super Bowl, you play 18 weeks, 17 games, you play the playoffs, you win a Super Bowl, you start back the same way in May. You go mini camp, draft, mini camp, rookie mini camp, mandatory mini camp, training camp, preseason, 18-week season, playoffs, Super Bowl. You don't start in the playoffs just because you won the Super Bowl. So, I mean, Tom Brady put it the exact way that I would put it. You win the Super Bowl, you have a long fight to get there. You win the Super Bowl, you start over at the bottom in May if you want to count rookie mini camp. If you want to just count the preseason, August. You start playing games that are meaningful in September. You have to do that again for 18 weeks. Go to the playoffs, play another month, play a Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl, do it all again. It's hard to do it 3 years in a row. It's hard to keep a roster together for 3 years. It's hard to keep and reload quick enough to be like, okay, this is what we're going to do. It's kind of hard. So, I mean, I do have to give the Chiefs credit. Like, they at least got there. Even if it was helped at times, they got there. The Patriots got there. 2 out of 3 Super Bowls. They got to 2 Super Bowls. They couldn't make a third, but they were being, at least the first time, they were being valiant, lost to the Broncos. They made 3 straight Super Bowls in the 2010s. They won 2 out of 3, the bookends. They couldn't win the middle one against the Eagles. But they made 3 in a row. That's really hard to do. The Chiefs made 3 in a row, won 2, couldn't win the third. It's going to be a very hard thing to do to get NFL Super Bowl three-peat. It's just hard to do. It's a very physical game. You have to reload your roster every year. You start from the bottom. You have draft. You go to the combine. You scout your players. You have the draft. You have rookie mini camp, mandatory mini camp, training camp, preseason. It's a grind. And, you know, I think it's a grind that you can't really just win 3 years in a row. I mean, the league is very, very, has a lot of parity. I mean, until, like, there were teams that you could sit here and say, besides the Chiefs, it's a lot tougher of a sport. And that's also a knockout tournament. Like, it'd be crazier And even then, I mean, you had Bayern winning 10 leagues in a row, so on and so forth. But gridiron football is a whole different sport. Like, it's hard to have a go 3 full seasons going the distance and winning every single time. It's a legitimately hard thing to do. It's a legitimately hard thing to do. And 78th minute. I saw the Patriots try twice. They couldn't do it. It hurt me that they didn't do it. But they didn't do it. I saw the Chiefs get there 3 years in a row. They didn't do it. I was happy they didn't do it, but they didn't do it. So, yes, I have to give him credit. I thought he was always a talented quarterback. I just didn't think the Eagles, until the NFC title game, were that dominant of a team. Then they beat the Commanders like they did. I'm like, oh, this team. And they actually, the way the Chiefs played the game, they basically said, beat us with your arm. They basically said, beat us with your arm, Jalen, and he did. I didn't know he had it like that. I knew he was talented. I knew he was a very good quarterback. I never said I didn't respect him at all. I never said he was a fraud. What I did say about Jalen Hurts is I know he's a good quarterback, but how dominant truly is the team around him? But the way they beat the Commanders and beat the Chiefs, and Jalen basically had to beat them with his arm instead of Saquon. They said basically, beat us with your arm. And he did. 80th minute. Hey, I got to give him credit. He deserved the MVP. He was the best player in that game. You can't really give an MVP to 4 defensive linemen. They never would anyway. But Jalen Hurts made the plays he was supposed to make. And he made some really good throws. And I know he could. I just didn't know he could do it like that. Like at that clip. Well, let's just be real. Club America's tricampeón was half seasons. Like it was spring, fall. It was fall, spring, fall. It wasn't a full year. It wasn't a full 3 years. It was a fall, spring, fall. And if they do a tetracampeón, well, then they've won 2 bicampeonatos in 2 years. But I think it's worse. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is an amazing quarterback. He truly is. Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback. Joe Burrow's awesome. But I think being a great quarterback in this era is a much lower bar. I think Peyton Manning, the best era of quarterbacks in football was the 2000s, 2010s. Was Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees, Donovan McNabb, Michael Vick, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, even Andrew Luck for a while there. Like, the only Russell Wilson when he was really good. Like, now, really, there's only Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and Jalen Hurts. Like, I like Jared Goff, but he's a game manager. Like, did you see what happened against the Commanders? Jaden Daniels could be a really good quarterback. I think Jaden Daniels has a lot of potential to be a really good quarterback in the NFL in his career. Cam Newton, there you go, Cam Newton. I was always a Cam Newton fan. I can't believe I didn't say his name. Cam Newton, yes, in that era. Like the 2010s, the 2000s, 2010s quarterback era, Jay Cutler even. That was more of a meme than anything, but I think he is top 5 all time. I do believe he's top 5 all time. But Brady's number 1, Manning is second, Peyton Manning is second, Mahomes, Breeze, and Montana. Joe Montana, I mean, Breeze has the counting stats. It sucks Breeze doesn't have anything more than a ring, but I gotta say, I think Drew Brees is better than Joe Montana on counting stats. Like, actually, as a quarterback, I think Drew Brees is better than Joe Montana. I think Drew Brees is better than Joe Montana. Sadly enough, he doesn't have more than one ring. He should have more. But Brady, Manning, Mahomes, Brees, Montana. That's what it is for me. Joe Burrow could get in that discussion, but Roger Staubach? Marino? Nah. Marino's not top 5 for me. No. Like, he's Brees without the ring. I still think Eli's better than Dan Marino. I think Eli Manning is better than Dan Marino. If I'm being honest. I mean, maybe the 2 rings against Brady are doing a lot of work there, but still. Hell, Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco is better than Dan Marino. Joe Flacco was elite. Yeah, he did go to the Super Bowl. He did. 84th minute. Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner's better than Dan Marino. Like, let's put some respect on Kurt Warner's name. Come on now. Come on. And it's a goal for Tigres. And they will advance. Juan Pablo Vigón slots it in out of nowhere. A nutmeg. 3-0 on the night. 3-1 esta noche. Global. And Tigres will advance. With that goal, they will advance. Estelí would have to score 2. Yep. I think Marino was overrated. He's a stat patter. He didn't win nothing. He was a stat patter. Yep, Vigón nutmegs a couple of players to pop it in. He was a stat patter. He was a stat patter. Stat patter. And there you go. Juan Pablo Vigón scores 85th minute, game, set, match. There you go. Marino was a stat patter. At least Brees got a ring. At least Brees got a ring. And he should have won more. Marino was never even that close, truthfully. Stat patter. Like, he's legitimately a stat patter version of Phillip Rivers. And Joe Flacco. '87th minute. Joe Burrow might be the new era of Dan Marino. We might see that happen. Let's not forget that. We might see Joe Burrow become the current day Dan Marino. That might be true, which would suck because I think Joe Burrow is an awesome quarterback. I think he deserves better, but who knows? Maybe he'll get fed up with the Bengals and go to the Steelers or something. I mean, of like our era, J.J. Watt's the best defensive player of our era, for sure. All time, though? Brian Urlacher? Dick Butkus? Junior Seau? Teddy Bruschi? Refrigerator Perry? Okay. Substitution for Tigres. I mean, I like J.J. Watt. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a great defensive player. He was the best of our era. TJ is awesome too. But all time, Rodney Harrison, Teddy Bruschi, Brian Urlacher. I would agree with that. Mean Joe Green. 2 minutes to go plus stoppage time. February 8th, 2026 is the Super Bowl next year with the Olympics going on at the same time. Oh, they're going to do a Manning cast for Super Bowl 61. Cool. I don't know. I may have to watch it that way. I don't know. I may have to watch it that way. That'd be awesome. They're going to do a Manning cast for Super Bowl 61. Ooh, because it's on ESPN and ABC. Oh, I might have to watch it that way. I might have to watch Super Bowl 61 that way in 2 years. I mean, the Manning cast is awesome. I can't lie. That's awesome. That's awesome. '90th minute. '90th minute. Tigres should be advancing in seconds. 3-0. And it's going to be 4 minutes of stoppage time between Tigres. Well, Estelí would have to score 2 goals in 4 minutes. That's probably not going to happen. Well, Toronto, of course. Duh. Toronto, of course. Duh. Columbus and LA Galaxy, I'm very interested to see how they play with their moves. Or their lack of, I should say. Their moves out. Fair enough. That's fair. That's fair. I didn't say Barry Sanders was the GOAT running back, though. The Super Bowl is much bigger than a divisional or a conference quarterfinal or a conference semi. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not happening. But I never said Barry Sanders was the best running back all time. So, but yeah, you're right. I like Barry Sanders, but you're right. But the best running back of all time, Walter Payton. Walter Payton, of course, is up there. Emmitt Smith. Yeah, Barry Sanders, top 5. He is a stat pattern because he never sniffed a Super Bowl. It's because the Lions suck. But I always like Barry Sanders. But, I mean, Walter Payton, Gale Sayers, Emmitt Smith, Marshall Faulk. Because if Miami makes it, they might do it. 92nd minute, 2 minutes to go. Saquon, honestly, he might be up there now. Saquon might be up there just because of what he did this year for best running backs of all time. Like Saquon, this year might just have made him. Jim Brown, yeah, I agree there, yeah. 93rd minute. So we could still have one Mexican team get upset, but we'll find that one out tomorrow. 1 minute to go. Tigres have advanced. None more, nothing less. Well, Estelí kind of screwed up to let them play. Like, I know you're in Mexico, but, like, Estelí let them play. Estelí let Tigres play, and they screwed up by doing that for sure. Estelí got close for a couple of minutes there, but just wasn't meant to be. They're amazing at home, but on the road, it ain't the same. Heard of coast to coast? Yeah. Space goes coast to coast. 30 seconds to go. He's injured. He's had a surgery on his injury. He's out. His contract does run out this summer, so who knows if he stays. But 94th minute. Tigres will advance. '94th minute. Throw in. Free kick taken. Full time. Full time. Tigres get it done. They will advance to play the winner of Cincinnati and Motagua. 3-0 on the night. 3-1 on aggregate. 3-0 esta noche. 3-1 global. Tigres avanzar contra Motagua a Cincinnati, la octavos de final. Congratulations, Felicidades Tigres. Commiserations, Real Estelí. With that being said, if you liked this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you within the hour for the review of this match. And that's 4 and 5 in part 1 of round 1. Tigres are through. Chivas advance. Tigres advance. Cruz Azul advances. Monterrey advances. We could still have one Mexican upset this week. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but we'll see. With that being said, see you within the hour. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. See you.